Hi guys, my name is Rodney. Welcome to Games Master Toolbox, and yeah, I'm recording these back to back. So in the last video, I talked about the problems I have with Drow and orcs, and so this is probably the solution I would one of these solutions that I'll be talking about is probably what I would use for orcs as well. So now, as, there are two ways you can handle this. The first way, at least for the Drow, let's talk about the Drow. The first way is to make the Drow and elves each of the same colors in both camps. This has a very interesting fallout for the elves. Now you have humans who cannot tell the difference between an elf or a drow unless they use their special abilities, and not every person will have that knowledge. Not being able to tell cultures and people apart is something we see in the real world. There are people who can tell the difference between Middle Eastern and Indian, Japanese and Chinese, English, Welsh. You have Latino and Portuguese people who go, and we can go a little deeper with the word Latino, and it's just lumping everybody from Mexico, South America, the Caribbean, and Spain. But this still leaves me with the act of committing genocide on a culture. So what about if we use the Werewolf the Apocalypse solution? In Werewolf, you had the Black Spiral Dancers, a group of werewolves corrupted by the worm, the big evil in the game. But they can replenish their troop by not only having children, but also corrupting the other tribes of werewolves. But then I think the elves, so I think this would be a good idea. Um, but the elves the problem is that you have the elves turn into drow and the skin color darkens. That's not going to work, right? I would change the physical appearance of the drow completely. You can have them looking more feral in face, hairless, sharp teeth, and their skin is so pale it's almost transparent. Yeah, they live on the ground. But why stop there? You can have the same thing with all other evil races. Being you know corruptions of another race. Kobolds could be a corruption of gnomes, the Dugar from the dwarves, humans from orcs, halflings from goblins. Those evil races are not a race that does not breed true. Their children their children can still be of the uncorrupted version of the parent. This would wipe out half orcs and half elves. Since orcs are not true race in this scenario, so I made and half elves. So you could probably make them into a different race. Now, flipping the interesting thing is flipping the idea on its head. This would change the very nature of the campaign if all the good races are not a race that breed true, or the player handbook races. Uh, they are they are purifications of the evil races. In other words, they could be mutants, or for the lack of a better term. The gods were responsible for the first set of races to be purified, but the rest have a long, they have to enact a long ritual to cleanse the rest. This means that you're dungeon crawling for different reasons. You're dungeon crawling for survival. Now, eh, the good gods may have just gotten there, but maybe they just don't have enough power to make the good races a true race. They're just maybe they're new gods. So, in a way, what I end up doing is creating a Matrix style fantasy game, except that the Matrix is a savage state, this feral state of being, and it could be you have factions within the human, or within the good races, the noble races, or whatever you want to call them, who want to return to that state, that simpler way. This, because it's kind of like a mix of equilibrium. You come from this completely pure level of hatred to something a little bit different, where you can experience different other types of emotions, and your thinking is clearer. Um, and you can think about art, philosophy, all these other things. And so that maybe you have this group of this smaller cult that want to return to that simpler state. Life like this is too complicated, because now you have to, now you understand your the moral impact of your actions. Of course, you can still have humans who can just be just, I mean, humans and gnomes and dwarves or whatever, who can be of any alignment and who cannot give a damn. They could probably be more savage than the savage races. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Take care and see you in the next video.